Hello, hello. What's up? Just gonna keep going with this one here. Hopefully some people jump in, ask some questions. Looking pretty happy with where this is getting to now. Still got a few bits and pieces to go for the high poly. But yeah, no, I'm looking pretty happy with it as far as timing and stuff. I was pretty behind to begin with. But yeah, no, it's looking pretty good now. Got the face looking pretty close, I reckon. I'll just bring that reference in so you can. That was the. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty dope character. Pretty keen. Pretty keen to get it started. Started texturing and stuff, which should be cool. But yeah, so today what I wanted to do was what I have advocated for in the past is use an element of the project to take a bit of a break. So I've got two different options of what I could do. I was thinking of doing the boots, but I kind of already have blocked them out. So I might leave that for later, and I'm gonna go and do the gun because I've said with this thing that I wanted to do some Zmodeler work and kind of like do a bit of a project on here that's a little bit dedicated to Zmodeler. So I figured I might stick to doing that and try to do the gun, which I've got some reference for. But yeah, I think it would probably be better just to be, doing some hard surface stuff. Probably won't get it all done, in an hour or two in streaming here, but let's see how we go, eh? I'll just move this reference over to the side. So yeah, just as people come in, just because I'm still testing this, just let me know you're here. Shoot a message in the chat. Pretty sure I'm streaming. It says it's working. Okay, I'm just getting my references set up over here. I can just show you. I'll get the whole thing over here. So I've kind of got this gun, looks pretty similar to it, to what it is. So take some cues from that. There. All right. So what I could do is actually I might start a new scene, a new tool. Yeah, let's do that. Start with the cube, eh? Just move this over so I can see the chat. Best thing to do is where to start. So I think maybe I'll start at the barrel, that big long piece here. I reckon I could start with that. Let's give that a crack, eh? Because this is just a Cube 3D, it's obviously not a mesh, so you need to make polymesh 3D. Rafi, always on, bro. You're always my number one guy, making sure everything's working. How you doing, brother? Little tip here as well, like when you can't see the backside of the faces, it's really good. It's in mesh visible properties, but in my toolbar I just have it under Alt T. Come down here, it's just a double. So you just hit double so you can see both sides of it, which can be a bad thing sometimes when you're using like double-sided, like a mesh, like the jacket for example. That's a good example like this. It's not good to have double on because you can kind of get lost on, you can kind of see where the backsides of the pieces are. So yeah, sometimes it's better just to keep it off when you're using double-sided geometry, but when you're trying to do something like this, I think it's pretty helpful. Okay, so the barrel, let's get cranking on that, Get rid of some of these pieces. So Zmodeler, back in the Zmodeler, I'm just going to get rid of some of these edges so that I can kind of form that hexagon shape. Just get rid of some. I think a big caveat with this as well is that there are so many different ways to do so many different things in this, and immediately I'm like, oh, should have started with a cylinder, you know, and just change the res. So everything is, you know, take your own advice on it as well as far as what's the best way to be doing things, but it's part of learning, right? Okay, cool. So even bevels on each side. So what you can do is when you hit a bevel on a side like that, you can literally just tap another side and it will do the exact same, which is really helpful. Cool, that's not a bad start. Just roughly get it there. I'll line it up in a sec when I pull the reference in. So there's a couple of holes along here. What I'll do is I'll just bring this up so that everyone can see sort of what I'm looking at. I'll just keep this one here for now. Somewhere like, yeah, that'll do. So I'll go insert, we'll insert some of these little sections here. See this little rectangle section? I might insert that first. So what I would do is I'll go through, the way that I like to use Zmodeler is I would set a section that I want to be working on and set it as a poly group so that I can then go, okay, I'm just going to be using these polygons. So I kind of roughly did the sectional amount. I think it's probably going to be both there. It's probably just over halfway, just for that little rectangle section there. So what I can do here is insert this. But I want to insert, not a single poly. I want to do the poly group. But say there was multiple of this poly group in the whole thing, you would do a poly group island, which would just be this. So it'll work the exact same. But inserting that, nice. Then if I extrude this bad boy in, this poly group in, It's like, why wasn't that working? So yeah, it's just a little one there. Cool. Because I'm working in symmetry, I hate when it does that. Let's go there and well. Cool, so now I'm in symmetry. Should have done that from the start. Should have double checked that from the start. The best way to get rid of, I use to get rid of edge loops as well, is insert, if you're on an edge. So you go to insert. So you go to hold, but you just hold Alt and it just gets rid of them. So you can just get rid of the edge loops pretty easily like that. But now if I press X, we can be working in symmetry this whole way. And the amount of people that wanted to see more streams, I thought there'd be more people in here. It's just you and me, Rafi. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 here, evenly with spacing on the edge. So let's slide some of these. Slide edge loop complete. How much space we got in the end? Cool. Still a bit of that, bit of that. Sweet, and then we need 3 even ones in the middle with gaps. So let's just eyeball it. We can shift it later. What we probably want to do is bevel these, so we've got these gaps between. You messing with me, bro? Low, so see, easy, yeah? He knows where it's at. So again, we're going to go to polygroup these single polys because I just want to be affecting these. So you can, when you hit polygroup a single poly, you can hit Alt and it will toggle through different polygroups. So yeah, I just want to be working with these here. Again, we're going to be pretty loose with these proportions because I can just go through like afterwards, like if this is too big, like I can, shuffle that down a little bit and things like that. So I'm not going to be too precious with the proportions just yet. Oh, what are you rendering, dude? What are you rendering? Maybe not that much, just a little. Hate when it does this. There we go. Cool, so probably what I'm going to do is do these same bevels along all of these. So what do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So might need to slide this again, put some more edge loops in there. So if we go go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And then I can adjust these afterwards. But let's go through on polygroup so we can see a little bit of this a bit better. Polygroup, single poly. Let's do something that stands out. Yeah, we'll bevel those first. Oh, cool, man. Let's try to keep that off that bit there. So we'll sort of just make our own one there. Poly loop. It's going to do the same thing. Sweet. I'll do the same thing on the other end. I have to do it here too. It's going to get it'll look a bit tricky here, but I'll fix it up in a sec. And then maybe that one there. Sweet. That one's a bit far down, isn't it? Let's get on the inside. Yeah, it looks a bit better. Cool. So I can slide these around afterwards, but let's just get this cranking for now. Slide is another good one where you can actually grab an edge loop and just slide the whole thing. Yeah, a bit more like that. Cool. Let's try to get these all looking the same. Yeah, again, this could be something that you could get started pretty well in something like Maya or something beforehand. But I really just want to push like the skill set of Zmodeler and give it a crack. So yeah, no haters. No haters on the Zmodeler, because I think being able to like model your work in ZBrush like this, and then, you know, be able to, not say that this is it, but if you're doing something organic, then you could, you know, jump to sub D and then do this and go, oh, I want to put this little bevel in here. Like if you can get comfortable using it in here, it's great. So, cool, man. Before and after grooming. Shoot it to me on Insta or ArtStation. I'll have a look at it. Nice. So that one there, so just so everyone knows what I was doing. So this is a poly loop, so you can obviously see that that's looping around. Oh, do you actually, bro? No way. Just YouTube, bro. There's no way that you find this easier than Max. This is purely a exercise on using Zmodeler. This is, I wouldn't think that this would be the easiest thing to be doing. But it's good to learn the tools and stuff, you know. See, look at that. So many polygroups. Can you do that in 3ds Max? No, you can't. Whoa, could you do that in 3ds Max? Yes, probably. Okay, so this is a tricky one. What I might do is I'm going to delete this edge because it looks like it doesn't have one there. So insert, I'll get rid of this edge. And the bottom is beveled. Oh, are you really, Raf? I didn't know that. I thought you were a 3D. I thought you were like a base 3ds Max guy. But yeah, it is easy to stay in here, eh? Like, it is easier. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to like keep the, because I've got all these loops already, I'm going to try to keep these polygroups. So this is a cool trick here. So say you have a polygroup and you're like, okay, I want that color and I want to start using that color to start painting more colors here. So what you would do is you would go down to polygroup, single poly, and you would grab it. But if you hold shift, if you just press shift, it'll pinch that color. So now I'm using that like lime green color, which is really helpful. Cool. So now I've got both those rows where I can now do these little inset pieces here. So this is what we were talking about before. For me, I'm using ZBrush over a year, but it's hard as fuck. Yeah, it is, bro. It's hard to get your head around, but I mean, man, there's a coin drop moment, you know, pin drop moment, whatever you call it. When it's, yeah, it just becomes easier, I think, just to stay in one place. But at the end of the day, it's like, just use whatever works, man. Yeah, so polygroup island, like say I just wanted to do this section here, it doesn't affect the other polygons here, the other polygroups. So all these different polygroup options are great when it's like, okay, I want to be doing individual things, you know? But now because I want to be doing yeah. What's up, Miko? Yeah, it is a weird one because there's so many times like you'd be doing something and you're like, oh, this is really cool that you can do this in Zmodeler. And then there'll be something simple and you're like, I wish I was in Max so I could do that really easily. Yeah, oh, but yeah, true, Rafi. You did the furniture, right? You did like the chairs and stuff. So now we got all those down there as well. It's great. It's just outdated, dude. It's good for hard surface stuff. It's good for hard surface stuff. Miko and I worked together in architectural rendering. So we did a lot of 3ds Max work. Let's slide that before I bevel it. Yeah, close enough. Close enough. It's probably about right. So anyone else who watches this back or goes over, Mirko. Oh, we actually got a few people in here. Mirko is he's like a weapon Houdini artist. So if you need anything Houdini, hit him up. He does like really cool like VFX simulations and stuff with Houdini. So yeah, go check out his full name's there. Go check him out on ArtStation and Insta and stuff. Cool. Starting to get this a little bit more organized now. That piece up. I'm gonna wait to like cut all the holes and stuff out of here. I'm just gonna be setting it up a little bit neater. Oh, no worries, bro. Thumbs up all around, eh? So I think sticking with this one mesh for this is probably going to end soon, because as you can see, like that ribbed part at the top, I think just doing this as a high poly is going to be fine, because I'm retopoing this as well. For anyone that jumped in late as well, I'll show you my mesh that this is for, my character this is for, sorry. So the poly groups for this was huge. So I'm doing a video at the moment where it's marvelous to ZBrush and how to get good topology and keep all the hard edges and poly groups and stuff like that as well, which I think is probably one of the biggest resistances people have to using Marvelous, other than the fact that it's difficult. But if you're just using Marvelous as a base, like this is a great way to get a good start and come into here and then, you know, just start sculpting the other details, and then before you know it, you're done. You can just add in all like the little trims and stuff. Like I added all the zippers and pockets and everything and straps all in ZBrush. So the actual base jacket, I think I might even still have it here. Yeah, look at this. Now I'm really breaking the fourth wall here. Here we go. Double. Boom. Look at this. How ugly this thing is. That's what I started with. And then got it to here. So I think people think like you need to be some sort of wizard with, I think I've got a second option here too. No, that wasn't it. That was where I got it to. Yeah, that's from Marvelous. Trash, huh? So you can use them both in conjunction with each other. Back to this bad boy. Yeah, with extruding, sometimes it does this as well. Like if you just want to keep it as one like contiguous single one plane mesh, if you extrude in, sometimes it'll keep this, if depending on how it's welded. So what I'll do is I'll just delete polygroup island, yeah, of this, and then you'll see it's just like cool. So might just pinch this, and then I'll do a sort of like that ribbed part at the top Turn line off for now because it's probably wigging everyone out. Nice easy part here. Okay, cool. So we'll just, before I do, duplicate. So I've got a whole separate piece, second piece now. What I'll do is I'll grab this polygroup and then Alt-T is my thing, delete hidden. So now I've just got this single plane. Turn line back on so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to delete, get rid of all these because I'm going to want this to be even, not like the other one. Again, so many ways to do different things. I could have just deleted the whole second side of this thing and then just drag the verts down, but it's all right. Cool, so we just have a single plane at the top. And what I want to do is insert rows. So I'll take guesses at how many of these ribbed sections are up here. I'm going to say 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Let's go 60. So insert multiple edge loops. Does that look right? Or it's going to be every second one, so I reckon it could be more like 100. Depending if there's little gaps there. Let's go with 100. It's gonna be pretty quick, so we can just, you know, yeah, that's feeling better. So, that looks probably about right. But what I might do is first, I might extrude the whole thing. So I'm going to extrude all polygons, give it first a little bit of a ridge. Annoying. Extrude. How am I going to keep those? I'll cheat. It's so weird. It doesn't keep them there. Okay. I'll extrude. That's how I'll do it. Actually, yeah, the Pinterest, yeah, the Pinterest, those cheat sheets, they're great. Hey, I've seen them before. Yeah, they're really good. Man, I know I'm just hanging on this spot, but I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do this. Because I want a single plane down there, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna undo that. Yeah, smart. Get that first. Then insert the edge loops. Insert multiple edge loops, cool. So I don't want the side, so I'm gonna go poly group, single poly, yep, cool, grab that, and then poly loop, boom. And then poly group. Extrude, poly group all. Yeah, it's gonna be on the bottom. Never ending. I'll show you a little trick. Okay, delete single poly. I'm gonna delete these from either end. Delete poly loop. So I just killed both ends and then deleted the whole thing in the middle. Cool. So now we can unsolo this. Except for when we might want to collapse. I might actually keep it and just group it a different color. Yeah, because I'm going to need to poly group, poly loop. Yep, cool. And I'll just bridge these ends. Sweet. Anyone playing anything at the moment? I just got super into, I know this is going to sound like it's like an old, like I should have been watching it a long time ago, but The Mandalorian, and I'm coming towards the end of season 3, so I'm not going to have any Mandalorian anymore, and so I was like, man, I've been really into Star Wars lately. Like after I did the Traces project and stuff, and I got really into Star Wars. So I downloaded the game. Oh, sick, man! Yeah. I actually want to play that. Not the remastered one, or the classic one, because I thought they. Yeah, dude, my brother still plays Skyrim. What's the Star Wars game? With the guy with the red hair? Fallen Order? Or, yeah, sick, man. Get a different group on them. Sweet, that'll do for now. So just to explain the reason why I wanted to go through that whole rigmarole is so that when I do a chamfer down here, if there is to be like a little bit of a shadow gap or something through there, I can do a little bevel on this edge loop complete here, like this. Yeah, see, that's nice. Something like that. So, and then that's how you get that source right there. I'll leave it for now. So it looks kind of nice. But yeah, so I think the biggest thing with hard surface stuff obviously is that nothing's straight. Nothing's got a straight edge. Everything's got a little bit of... Yeah, the old classic Doom, man. I was, after watching The Mandalorian, it's just like... I mean, I'm sure like Respawn or I saw that Outlaws game that's coming out soon. That looks pretty dope. But how The Mandalorian is not a game, a video game already, which is crazy to me. It just lends itself so well to it. But yeah, I think that Star Wars, everyone's so oversaturated with TV shows and shit at the moment. I think it's like, it's easy to get lost in it. Delete polygroup all. Let's just get rid of these so I can start seeing what I'm doing here. Yeah, see, that's gonna have to come down hard. Top ones are okay, I can work with that. That's gotta be a bit shorter. It's alright. Yeah, it did. It did. And I think that's kind of why I like it, my old man brain. Like, dude, I was getting like the stuff with Grogu and like that was the whole storyline. I was like, I don't know. I kind of hated how much I loved it, bro. I must be getting old because that was like, yeah, I don't know. I loved it. I loved the, that was the storyline, you know? But yeah, that's a bit sappy. It reminded me of my my relationship with my dog, and how he's just this little thing that's like. Let's inset these a bit more. Just. Oh, cool, man. Yeah. Actually, that's what I want to try next is Andor. For sure. If you reckon it's good, I'll definitely give it a crack. I was looking at the order of like what you're supposed to watch them in. And it's all over the place, man. Like, you're supposed to stop at season 2 of Mandalorian and then watch the Book of Boba Fett, and then you're supposed to go to season 3. It's like, what? Just let me watch, man. Just let me watch, bro. Yeah, so there's gonna be some proportional stuff here. Probably should bring that down a bit. It's alright, we'll work that out later when this whole thing's gonna be extruded. Some bad boys now. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're continuing with it, bro. Yeah, cool. I was hoping that it kind of did that. How long have we been going for? 45 minutes. Man, see, this is why this game is so crazy. It's just you start doing something. You know, I'm working kind of slow because I'm chatting and doing things weirdly. Stuff takes time, man. It takes so much time. Ah, that's what I was like, what's going on here? Delete here. Okey doke. I should probably fix that so I'm not doing 100 things anymore. I love just setting things to really low res. So just because I'm going to want to use this block for these couple of different pieces, I might just do it one by one. Okay, do that first one. I'll come back to the rest. Cool, so a nice little box. However much that's hanging over. So when that was, just in case anyone's watching this learning stuff for the first time, I'm holding control just to duplicate it. You can see it auto masks the one before. So it stays part of the same subtool. So, you know, I can tap control and invert the mask and then move the other one. Or what I like to do is just split it off. So I'll go back to there, then Alt T, which is my toolbar again, and just split mask points so that I've just got this bad boy now on its own. But there are times where it's very good to keep them together. Should add another angle of this. Let's see what that other one is. Yeah, okay, so it does go down at the back. Cool. Sweet. Yeah, and then this will go in there. Nice. Love how it moves along the normals, like when you're doing the push and pull. It's just it's a little thing, but it's usually you would need like a gizmo or something like that to be able to tell it that it's, you know. Thinking maybe I might give this a bit more room. That's definitely not as high. Something like there. What I'm doing there is just grouping by normals after I've rotated, so just caps the ends with polygroups. seeing if that kept it. Let's delete these ends just to see. Just want to see. It's alright. It's probably the res that I want it to be anyway. It's about halfway up there. It's about there. It's better. Okay, so that little ring, inner ring there. Just want to put a little insert. Like that, and I'll just polygroup that. Bit intense. It's definitely way smaller than that. It's kind of like soft too. Can't grab an edge. That's annoying. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's better. Smoother. Can I give you one more? This is still so much shorter. If we want to keep that thing big. Yeah, it's more like that. Yep. Yep. That's a good question, bro. I pretty much, again, I kind of said this before. I don't know if this is like the best, most efficient way to be doing it in here. This is more of like a example to be using Zmodeler, and I just figured it was a good excuse because it was a hard surface piece. But re-topo, for example, like I'm doing all the retopology for this character in Maya. For this character. So there are elements of it where I was thinking, I'm like, man, I probably could just use the existing low, because I did do a lot of Zmodeler work on this. Like to keep all the edge loops around here, so like the UVing for this is going to be a breeze because I've got all the polygroups and the edge loops and stuff. But it's still probably too high. Like this is 35K at the lowest point, but it's also got an inside mesh, which I'm not going to be using for the game one. So this one was a bit tricky because it's got two sides to the face because it folds over. So we need double-sided geometry for this section, but not this section, if that makes sense. So in game models, like a lot of the times when they do clothing, it's not two pieces. It's a single mesh, and then they cap around the edges. Like here, this would be a good example. I'll turn the line off. So pink would be good, blue, yep, green, like you'd see all that. And then you'd probably have a cut around here on the inside where it shows, if you wanted to show the thickness of this, you might just come to here. But then all of that yellow inside mesh would be gone. So you would really only cut it at this section. So this one here, I'm gonna cut it, the inside mesh, around here. So I can still have the thickness of the collar, but the whole inside mesh is only gonna be a single side. So retopologizing, that could save you some time in maybe being able to use this mesh, but I mean, if I was to animate it and stuff, it's probably pretty jank as well. So I would, because the plan is to put it in engine, I would retopologize it properly anyway in Maya using quad draw, but I wouldn't be opposed to using this as a base. Actually, no. I would start it from scratch. I would start it from scratch in Maya, 100%. I think the high poly of the gun in ZBrush. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. I mean, you can kind of use any program really. I mean, everyone knows that. It doesn't really matter what you use, but yeah. 100%, man. Like, because this is already pretty low, like this is 600, like, so it's exactly what you're saying. Yeah, this could be a good example of doing it that way. Let's find a reason not to. Okay, so here, right? This would probably be too high. Oh no, because it's a silhouette, so you'd keep it. An area where you would model the detail, where you could build a cage around it and then bake the detail, is probably a reason why you wouldn't use the low poly and you would retopologize it. So say this like ribbed section here, just for argument's sake, not that you'd actually do it, but you could build a box over the top of it and it would be 6 polygons, and you could bake the detail onto that. So that would be like an argument for not just using the low res mesh, if that makes sense. Like you would be able to build it over top, but because this is affecting the silhouette, I would definitely keep this, and because if it was for a first person shooter or something, you would have it close to the camera, so you'd need that detail. But Yeah, there's obviously different reasons. There's 80% of the mesh you could probably keep the low poly version, like you're saying. Yeah, this is mid. This is hundreds. This isn't high poly yet. Like, I'm just kind of trying to block this shit out so that I can go through and subdivide it and loop it and put in bevels and stuff. Like, the aim is to probably get it to somewhere like this level, which I would say is high poly. Yeah, but what I'm doing is a bit lower, just until I get all the pieces in the right spots. But yeah, just taking my time with it, so. Cool. Mid poly workflow though. I don't know if I've ever heard of that. How's this music, man? I feel like I'm fucking. Let's go ballroom dancing or some shit. Yeah, mid poly. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Is what it is. It's mid. Are you in the Are you in the J Hill class, Rafi? Are you doing a character for that? I don't know if I saw you in there. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's kind of that's exactly where I'm at. Thank you. You taught me something today. That's kind of where I like to hang out all the time, is where it's like never too far. Yeah. XGen, no. So I'm glad you asked this, because I kind of went down a bit of a rabbit hole the other day. Because I've only ever done manual haircuts. Like, I made some ages ago and then, you know, did them, literally place the cards by hand. But Fiber Shop and GS Curves tools, I think I can put it in here. Yeah, so you've probably heard of Fiber Shop, but I'll just throw it in, just because it's actually, I didn't know this, it's actually free. So Fiber Shop is free to use, but you can only export 512 maps. But there are other ways of getting higher resolution textures these days. So Fiber Shop, and then I'll link the curves tool. Like, they use this in what did they say? I saw it in, it wasn't Horizon, it was another one. But this is like $25 and it's on ArtStation. And you place curves, like hair cards. This guy's a wizard, man. Like, I'm giving him a hard plug here. But this is such a sick tool for $25. It's lower than that, dude. It's 512. Yeah, it's 512. You can only export, but I mean, for the price, it's probably just fair. Like, there's other ways to increase the resolution after exporting it, if you catch my drift. But yeah, I reckon it's a great tool. You may as well just pay the whatever it is, $100 or something. But that GS Curves tool is, yeah, it's great. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm actually not going to be using XGen. I'm not going to make my own. I'm probably going to use Fibershop and GS Curves tools, just to try something new. And because I've had it pretty highly recommended to me, especially that GS tools for Maya. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Nah, I haven't heard of that, Rafi. Georgian, nah, I haven't. Even Jay's course, man, like I wasn't gonna do it, and then because I had so much stuff going on. Then I was like, like, it was more about like supporting him, like, because like I just feel like he works so hard on trying to get all this shit and not that you won't learn anything from it, that I wasn't going to learn anything from it. It's just that I didn't want to do it unless I could give it 100%. And I'm trying to make it work, like I'm using things like this, like YouTube, to try to stay incentivized, to keep sitting in the chair, and just grinding this shit out, because it's not easy. So it's not easy to keep dedicating. But it's been great so far. He's had a lot of guests and stuff as well, which has been great. Yeah, it sucks you're not in it, bro. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever do a course, man. I'd like to. I just don't know what I would do that hasn't already kind of been done, like there's so many great artists out there that teach their stuff, and it's like, after you've seen it once, it's kind of, I feel like this is sort of more my bag, where it's just like, show how I personally did something, or yeah, I don't know, maybe we'll just see how this keeps going. I'll just keep, again, like I said, sitting in the chair and try to make this stuff work. If people stop caring, I'll probably stop doing it. But it's been fun. It's been fun so far. A couple of years now. I haven't really been that active towards the end of last year. I've been trying to this year. But yeah, like I said, just so busy, dude. Like even now, I'm just doing this before work. Before I have to, jump off before work. But you just got to pick your battles, eh? Yeah, so sorry, like I was saying, it's more to support Jay and how much time and effort. Like the dude has put so much effort into this thing. That's it, brother. That's it. That's exactly it. Same, dude. Every time I go on, I'm like, oh, how is he doing this? Like, yeah. I use short answer, yeah, I have used it. I have not really needed to, since I did a bit of it when I was working in architectural visualization. So I would get samples from clients, and I would need to make like a repeatable procedural texture using Substance Designer. But I haven't really used it. Not really. No, I do basically Substance Painter. I do everything I can do in there. I don't really need to use anything else. Substance Painter is sick, man. remember when I was making textures with Photoshop like 10 years ago. It's come a long way. Come a long way. Definitely could, but man, like, yeah, don't take that as a substance designer is sick, and it's probably something I should be doing more of. But yeah, just sort of trying to keep it simple, man. Trying to keep like I tried Mari, not that long ago. I was talking to Tom Newbury, like we chat every now and then, and we were talking. I mean, he uses Mari because he's in VFX, but dude, it's just such a beast. It's such a beast. Yeah, see, I fucked that up. Shouldn't have done that there. Should do that first. Yeah, anyone that's I think you said you were going to Lightbox and the summit this year, aren't you, Rafi? I'm pretty keen to go. Pretty keen to go, considering I've never been. Very keen to go, actually. So yeah, hopefully see some of my YouTube peeps there. Oh, sick, bro. Yeah, love it. Look forward to it, man. Five-minute drive, dude. That's insane, man. It's like a 17-hour flight for me. So lucky. It's so far. It's ridiculous. I gotta do it though, man. I've been saying for years that I wanted to do it. You know. Even my girlfriend's, she's like, go, go. Yeah, dude, yeah. So texture XYZ, that's kind of like the thing that everyone always says. They're always like, texture XYZ, like that's the... Dude, 3D Scan Store is my preferred. Like, I actually love 3D Scan Store. It comes with a marmoset scene. It comes with Z tools. And I know that XYZ does, it comes with like the Z tools and stuff as well. I really like the way that they do 3D Scan Store. I don't know what it is. So I did ZWrap on this character. So I can actually show you my original model. Yeah, this is what people want to see, right? Yeah. So this is my original head sculpt. There you go. So I actually modeled this using Jay's base mesh from the course. And I was pretty happy with it, considering like the look of what I wanted for my character, and it was, you know, pretty nice, pretty neat, nothing crazy. And then I use ZWrap. So this is a plugin that I would heavily recommend if you don't have it, because it's good for other stuff other than... Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll show you, bro. I'll show you. Okay, so this is my sculpt, right? Like you have your own sculpt, and then you would import the scan, which was this. Now it's wrapped, so obviously it fits, but you would have the scan in the same spot. Okay, turn this off, turn this off. So put the head on. Okay, and my one. So say the gray one is my head sculpt, which it was. The colored one with the texture is the scan. So right now they're lining up because I've already wrapped them, but picture that they're not lined up. And I've got this random head with these textures, and I want to wrap the textured head around the base mesh. So the textures now fit to my sculpt. So when I get it to this point, I would go to Z plugin. Oops, get rid of this for a second. So this is the plugin that I use, ZWrap. It's about $100 and you just get to keep it. Like there's no license, there's no subscription or anything. So you start ZWrap. I've got the wrong stuff. So it does get a little bit finicky with this, so I'm just going to shuffle these to the top. Cool. So what you want to do is you want to have your sculpt down here, and you want to be wrapping it, so you want to have the textures on top. I'll put them both at low res because they don't need to be high for this. And then Z plugin, start ZWrap. Okay, so this is my sculpt and these are my textures. What you want to do is check every point. So say that's 0, 1, 2, 3. That's where 0, 1, 2, and 3 is on my sculpt. So right now they look the same. Picture this doesn't look the same. It's another completely different female of scan textures. And then the process is literally just going through and marking the spots. 4, 5, 6, 7, like that, and then going through and just doing all the landmarks, like all the way around, like blah, 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 blah. And then you would hit wrap. And then it wraps it, and then when it's done, I won't do it here, it conforms perfectly to your sculpt. So now you can basically throw your one in the bin because you've got this new 3D scan store textured UV'd perfect head that now is mapped to yours. Yeah, there you go, there you go. I just like that it's in ZBrush and it takes 2 seconds. Like honestly, it's so quick. Like it doesn't take me long at all. And if I want to be adjusting anything texture-wise, I can do it outside in the textures and then bring it back in. But yeah, no, if there's a free version that does a similar thing, like you're basically doing like the same thing, right? Like you're trying to get a mesh and wrap it to another mesh. So whatever the way that it is that you've got that works, like yeah, power to you. Especially that's a good plug there, dude. But yeah, that's how I do it. I hope that helps. Hope that explained it. It's actually a fun process. I do like the the wrapping process. It's fun. I was wondering why that wasn't doing symmetry. It's alright. for this. Yeah, let me know, Lorenzo, if that helped, dude. I remember when I first was learning how to do it, and I was like, dude, this is opening my eyes to so much now, like of what I can do, like texture-wise and stuff. Like it was, yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun when that clicks, you know, and you can kind of just be like, oh, that's now I can project skin details and wrap different ones and. I'll probably go to 9:30, which is another, 5 or so minutes, guys. But yeah, this stuff takes us a long process. Hey, I just thought I'd, get on and chill and cruise with you guys while I was doing this. Yeah, man. Honestly, like, I haven't tried the other ones. I would go with what Loloso's saying there. If there is a wrap, is it just called wrap? Because I don't know if I've heard of it. I kind of just go by what people that I see that have great results, and I just follow what they do. I'm just like, yeah, that guy looks like he knows what he's talking about. Which has been pretty helpful so far. But yeah, at the end of the day, whatever works, man. Whatever works. Yeah, cool. Yeah, like I've done sort of my fair share of hand painted textures as well, like doing skin from scratch. I've done it on a couple of characters already, and I was just like, man, it's sort of like starting a sculpt from a sphere. It's like you can do it, but why would you if you can work smarter, if like there's a bit of a smarter way to do it. To this day, I still do manual skin detail sculpting like a madman. Yeah, dude. I mean, do a bit of both. Like, try to do, have, like, you could do it all by hand, like, do a nice base, and then get some skin texture, like some scan details, wrap it around, and set a morph target, if you know how to set a morph target, and then you can kind of just paint in the details that you want from the scan, like even if it's just to bump it up a little bit. That's a good tip. Oh, dude, Loloso, you can't. If you sent a link just then, we can't see it. I think YouTube has a weird thing about links. I don't know if you guys saw my links. I don't know if like the author or whatever can do it, because I posted a couple of links earlier. But yeah, you can't. It's weird, man. I don't know what it is that they do, where they don't let you post links in the chat. So yeah, you guys might need to message each other off this, or could just jump in my Discord and post it in there, dude. because I'd like to see it as well if there's a free version of it, which would be really cool. Man, this autosave is taking forever. What the hell? Yeah, dude. Yeah, just go jump in the Discord and throw it in there because I'd like to see it. Cool. This one can be very loosey-goosey, I think. So I can just shuffle this cylinder out wherever I want. Polygroup, polyloop. Good tip there. See how I'm extruding? You just press shift and it's more like it extends it out from the normals, which is really cool. Really having trouble getting those edges. What's going? Oh man, my hand is all over the place. Far out. Got there. Jeez. That's fine. So this is just, standard Maya stuff, putting in support edges. Noise. Oh, do they not do that anymore, dude? Wow. Yeah, the pricing, the thing for ZBrush, the whole subscription, that really upset people, hey? From what I could see. Yeah, it could be a whole bunch of things, man. Like the Maxon thing, like they probably had a whole different pricing model, and the way that they did things. They're just like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. And I think everything just in general is going subscription based. Like from what I hear, that's sort of the way, the way forward in the. These need to come in hard. Yeah, subscription, like what was the one I was looking at? I think it was the Nintendo Switch Online one, where they said something like, we would rather, because the Switch Online subscription's pretty cheap, like it's like $50 for the year, And I remember them saying that they would rather have, like, one of the, tech people that was working, like the marketing dudes, is talking about how they would rather have a person on a subscription for $50 a year and have access to them and their emails and their correspondence and all that kind of stuff. They would rather have that for a year than that same person make a one-off $200 purchase. So it's more beneficial to have the year of access to you than for you to make a purchase and then never talk to them ever again, sort of thing. Which, when you say it like that, and it's like, I kind of get it, like, you're constantly getting stuff and hit up with deals and emails and yeah, so I think that's just kind of the way it's going, man. What's that? What is going on here? And get rid of that one. That's better. Yeah. Yeah, something's weird's going on there. Yeah, I knew there was. Better. Keep that nice and tight, and then that should be, yeah, that's it. Cool. Still probably a bit far out. I guess. Something like that. Sick. Ah, damn. Had a polygroup the same. Man, stuffed up whatever I did up here, eh? Just do it there. Cool. Getting there. Getting there. Slowly. So what have we done? We've probably done 10% in an hour. That's all right. Thanks to everyone for stopping by and watching. I hope, yeah, I'll just pause this side project and I'll just continue it in the next live stream. And we'll just keep, chugging through it. But yeah, thanks again. Make sure, hit us up in the Discord, man, with those links, and anyone that's got any questions from anything from this, if you're watching it after the fact as well, whoops. Just jump in the Discord. The link will be in the description. But yeah, thanks to everyone for jumping in, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.